Good evening. The title of my talk is Why Should We Raise Bilingual Children? And I will start by asking, why do we need to ask this question? In many cultures, in many countries, a lot of children, or every child, grows up speaking two languages, and often a local dialect, often their grandparents' dialect. And more we see in Europe or in countries that have had one single language, that people have grown up for many years being monolingual. So they have to learn a foreign language in school, they have to learn a foreign language as adults. But more and more in this country, in Europe, but also in Ireland, let's talk about Ireland, we see that there is a huge number of people who come from all over the world. And more children are being raised speaking at least two languages. It's very frequent to hear of families that have 3 or 4 languages, and they use them every day for different purposes. But we also know that this can be effort, because keeping up 2 languages, or even more, means, from the point of view of the parents, having to speak these languages, having to use them at home, having to read to the children. So it's not always as easy, sometimes people say children are sponges, they just pick up anything. But picking up 3 or 4 languages for a child, maybe not effort, but the parents need to support this language learning and this language acquisition. So parents come to us often and they say, what's the point? I speak Croatian, no one else around me speaks it, my child doesn't see the point. So that's why the talk is called Why Raising Bilingual Children, because I have 20 pages maybe in my head of reasons, but I'm going to focus on a couple. The first one is the connection with other speakers. So if you speak a language other than English in Ireland, you will be able to communicate with more people, and very often, if this is the language of your parents or your grandparents, you will be able to establish a connection with them through the language that they speak. And often these grandparents and extended family may not have English. So it creates a link between these children and their heritage and their parents' heritage. This is the kind of the emotional attachment, I think. The second reason has to do with language in itself. So when a child is exposed to 2 languages, or uses 2 languages, sometimes they learn to read and write in these languages, they learn about language. So they learn about different grammars, and about, they learn to think about language. And this is called metalinguistic awareness. And it has many positive implications. And one of them is that children who have developed early on this metalinguistic awareness, just due to the fact that they are bilingual, they are very good at reading and writing, they're very good at thinking about language structure, which means that they are good at learning a 3rd or a 4th language. So then again, it's another advantage. But if, there could be many more cognitive benefits, but we have a few minutes. So I'm going to focus on one last one, which is the benefit for our society. If we as parents decide to raise bilingual children, we're giving them a message. And it's a message that they will pick up from the adult, because we're supposed to be their role model. But it's also a message that we give to their school, we give to their teacher. And the message is that linguistic diversity is something that is important. And our children will be the vehicle of this message. This idea that having more than one language is an enrichment for their lives. It's an enrichment for our society. Children will learn to understand that mommy doesn't speak the same language as daddy, daddy doesn't speak the same language as granny. We're different, but we are all, we're able to communicate, and we communicate in different ways, and this is very special. So this is one of the importance of, the messages that our children carry when they speak 2 languages and they use more than one language. And the other last benefit is, or I would say the message, is that by using 2 languages or more in the family and raising children with these languages, we're showing respect for these languages. And children pick this up very easily. They understand that, yes, daddy's language is different, but we respect it in the family. And this has a huge impact on the child, on all the people who surround the child, and hopefully on the school, the pupils in the school, and the whole society as such. So by learning that there are unique words, unique phrases, and very strange grammar structures in some languages, children need to understand this is a special treasure that we need to save for the future generations.